Statistical learning refers to the process to extract regularities from the environment. Since several neuroimaging studies observe the activity of hippocampus and the medial temporal lobe when participants are doing statistical learning tasks. Also, these regions are well known as being critical to the formation of episodic memory. We're curious about whether there exists a relationship between one's ability in statistical learning and episodic memory. Last year, we investigated this question through adopt some classic statistical learning tasks and conventional episodic memory tests, as well as some general cognitive ability tests. The results suggest that they are not correlated. In the present study, we add a task specifically sensitive to pattern separation, a certain function of the hippocampus, to explore more detail about this topic. We call back as many participants as possible, also recruit some new ones, and ask them to do this task. Each of our participants complete all the tasks shown here. The statistical learning task we used is the triplet segmentation task, include nonverbal, visual, and auditory ones. They have the same design. First, participants will passively expose to a continuous sensory stream composed of triplets for about 10 minutes. After that, they will be asked either to pick the most familiar pattern or to complete a missing shape in the pattern. There are in total 8 kinds of triplets, 4 with transitional probabilities equal to 0.33, and 4 with transitional probabilities equal to 1. Also, we used an implicit learning task, which is the serial reaction time task. In this task, one of the 4 squares displayed on the screen will light up in each trial. Participants were asked to press the corresponding key on the keyboard as soon as possible. Not informed to them, the light-up order was composed of a 12-key long sequence. Simply put, the improvement of participants' reaction time will be their score. The conventional episodic memory tests we used are subtests of the Wechsler Memory Scale 3rd edition, include logical memory, which would read 2 short stories and require participants to recall them as more detail as possible respectively. Word pairs, which would read 8 pairs of matched words and require participants to answer the second word after hearing the first word of each pair. And family picture, which would let participants watch 4 family pictures, each of which is presented for 10 seconds, and ask them which family members are in each picture, where they are, and what they're doing. Mnemonic Similarity Task is the most focused task of this research. First, participants will do a simple judgment task that ensures they watch a series of pictures of objects. After that, there will be a surprising memory task, which asks participants to decide if each picture has been shown before or it is merely a similar one. Their discrimination index is the key score of this task. It equals to the probabilities that someone correctly discriminates similar pictures, minus the probability he or she mistakenly guessed a picture of object that hadn't appeared before as a similar one. The general cognitive ability tests we used include 2 working memory tasks, which are the Corsi block tapping test and the number zodiac sequencing task, and 2 intelligent tasks, which are the block design task and the culture fair intelligent task. Both number zodiac sequencing task and the block design task are from Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale, 3rd edition Chinese version. The culture fair intelligence task will be like this. Participants were asked to observe the rules of the figure and select the most suitable option to fill in the blank. There are totally 12 questions, and the time limit is 3 minutes. Here are the results we got. The conclusion of this scatter plot is almost the same as our previous work. The correlation between the visual and auditory statistical learning task was high, while none of them significantly correlated with the serial reaction time task. This suggests that there exists some common mechanism between the 2 statistical learning tasks, even they use different sensory modalities, whereas it may differ from what the serial reaction time task relies on. Also, similar findings to the previous studies, the Pearson correlation of both statistical learning tasks had only moderate correlation with working memory and the intelligence, suggests that the performance in the statistical learning task may somehow related to general cognitive abilities, but still showing less likelihood of being nested within any of them. Critically, while there is still no significant relationship between statistical learning and conventional episodic memory tests, the performance in the statistical learning task, particularly in the visual modality, is correlated with that in the mnemonic similarity task. These results suggest that pattern separation that depends on the hippocampus is likely to be included in such kind of statistical learning process. Thank you for